All right, welcome to Wildcat Varsity Bowling, where we are bringing you today the Blue Devils of Springfield against our Napoleon Wildcats. We've got the ladies up on lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6. The boys are up on 6 through 9. This match was originally supposed to be scheduled for yesterday at 4 o'clock. But due to the inclement weather, it got rescheduled until today. Coming up for the girls first on lane number 4 is Abby Detmer. Also for the girls on lane number 6 will be Jalen Rupel. Abby's ball underway. Comes in a little bit light, ends up leaving the 1-2-4. Michael Gallagher's up for the boys. There's a strike for Jalen and Elijah Wolf. Michael's on lane number 7. Elijah's up on lane number 9. Michael gets a little bit unlucky and leaves the 7-10 split. Elijah gets 9. Looks like he left the 7 pin. Spencer with a strike on lane number 6 for the girls. Oh, Elijah's got 2 pins down here, the 4 and the 7. Michael's spare attempt. Picks up 1. Elijah with his spare attempt, and he gets 1. That'll bring up Jacob Hall on lane number 7. Or, I'm sorry, it's lane number 8. And Jacob with the strike. James got 9 on his first ball down on lane number 10. Left the 7 pin. Abby picks up her spare over on lane number 4. Ashton Kiesling up now with a strike on lane number 8. James picks up his spare. Heather McMahon up for the girls now on lane number 4. We've got Elijah coming back up on lane number 9. And Heather leaves the 10 pin. Elijah a little bit heavy, leaves the 10 pin. Michael Gallagher back up on lane number 7. And that leaves the 10 pin. That looked like a good shot. Heather, spare attempt. Picks that up down on lane number 4. Elijah's spare attempt on the 10 pin. And he picks that up. Carly Hohenbrink up for the Napoleon girls on lane number 4. And she gets 9. Michael can't convert his 10 pin. Abby down on lane number 3. Abby leaving the 10 pin. Jaylin with a strike on lane number 5. Carly picks up her 4 pin for her spare. Abby picks up her spare. James up now on lane number 9. He had left the 1, 2, 4, 10. He picks up 3, can't convert the 10 pin. Spencer got 9 on her first ball on lane 5, left the 4 pin. She'll attempt that while Ashton's up on lane number 7. Ashton with a strike. Spencer gets her spare. Heather with a strike just a minute ago on lane number 3. We got Jalen up on lane number 6 and Carly up on lane number 3. Jalen with a strike. Carly leaving the 5 pin. It wobbles but won't go down. We got Jacob Hull coming up on lane number 8 now. And Spencer up on lane number 6, lane number 6. Jacob leaves the 4 pin. Spencer gets 7, leaving the 2, 4, 10. Carly picks up her spare down on lane number 3. Abby Detmer up on lane number 4. And it came in a little light, but hard enough to get the strike. Jacob picks up his spare. Spencer's spare attempt. And she gets 2 of them. Ashton up on lane number 8 and Heather up on lane number 4. Elijah down on lane number 9. Ashton with a strike. Elijah with 9 leaving the 4 pin. And Heather with 9 leaving the 7 pin. Elijah with the 4 and the 7. I'm sorry, he got 8 on his first ball. And he picks that up. Michael gets the late tap for a strike on lane number 7. Carly up on lane number 4 now. Got Jacob coming back up on lane number 7. Carly balls away, and she leaves a 4 pin, gets 9. James with a strike down on lane number 9. Jacob gets 6, leaving the 3, 6, 9, 10. Carly up for her spare on lane number 4. And she misses that just inside. Jacob gets 3 out of the 4, leaving the 10 pin standing. Jaylyn gets 9 on lane number 5, leaving the 10 pin. Ashton up for Napoleon on lane number 7. Jalen with her spare attempt, lane number 5. Ashton with a strike, and Jalen converts her spare. Abby got 7 on her first ball down on lane number 3. Michael up on lane number 8. Abby picks up her spare. Michael leaves the 10 pin standing. Spencer leaves the 10 pin standing on lane number 5. Elijah up now on lane number 9. He comes in a little light, gets 5, leaves the 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. Michael picks up his spare. Heather gets 9, leaving the 10 pin down on lane number 3. Spencer converts her 10 pin on lane number 5. We've got Jalen on lane number 6. Elijah Wolf picks up his spare. Nicely done on lane number 9. Strike for Jalen. And 8 for Jacob on lane number 8, leaving the 4-7 standing. Heather, spare attempt on lane number 3. Picks that up. James gets 9, leaving the 4 pin. Spencer on lane number 6 gets a strike. Jacob, spare attempt on lane number 8. Picks that up. Carly Hohenbrink up now on lane number 3. And that's a strike for her. Abby up on lane number 4. Ashton on lane number 8. Abby a little light, leaves the 1-2-4. Ashton with a strike. James picks up his spare on lane number 9. Michael up now on lane number 7. Looks good. That's a strike for Michael. Abby with her spare attempt underway on lane number 4. Picks that up. Jacob on lane number 7. And the 7 pin won't go down. Jalen up on lane number 5. And that leaves the 9 pin. Elijah on lane number 9. I'm sorry, that's lane number 10, sorry. Gets 7. Jacob picks up his spare. Heather McMahon with a strike down on lane number 3. Chaylin picks up her spare on lane number 5. Ashton up on lane number 7. And that's a strike for him. Elijah picks up 2, leaving 1 standing. Spencer leaving the 10 pin. Carly just a moment ago got 6, leaving the 2, 4, 5, 8 standing. Michael up on lane number 8. And that's a strike for him. Carly, spare attempt on lane number 4. Gets all but 1. Spencer, spare attempt. Gets it. Abby's first ball goes right through the middle and leaves a 4-6-7-10 split. Jacob leaves a 10 pin standing on lane number 8. Abby will try to pick up 2 here on lane number 3. Oh, good attempt. Tried to slide the 6 pin over. Just went a little bit behind. Jacob loses his out to the right. Can't convert his spare. Jalen up on lane number 6. Elijah up on lane number 9. That's a strike for both of them. Ashton crosses the head pin, leaves the 5-10 standing. Heather up on lane number 3. A little bit heavy, then leaves a 3-10. Spencer now, lane number 6. That's a little bit light. Ends up leaving the 2-8. Gets 8. Ashton, spare attempt underway. Needs to get this out to the left side. He only converts 1. Heather, her attempt coming on her split. And she'll get 1. James and Michael up. James on lane number 7. Michael on lane number 9. It's a strike for Mike, or a strike for James. 9 for Michael. Spencer gets 9. Oh, nope, I'm sorry. That was her spare attempt. She got the front one, couldn't convert the back one. Carly up now on lane number 3, leaving the 10-pin standing. Michael, spare attempt, picks that up. Abby gets 8 on her first ball. Looks like the 2-5 standing. Jacob leaves a 9-pin on lane number 7. Carly picks up her spare. Abby's spare attempt gets 1. Jacob up now, spare attempt, lane number 7. Picks that up. Strike for Springfield on lane number 8. Heather with a strike on lane number 4. Gets a little help late. Jaylyn up now on lane number 5. She's a little bit heavy. Ends up leaving the 310. Ashton up on lane number 7. That one comes back hard. Ends up leaving the 3-6. Carly up now, lane 4, with a strike. Jaylyn up for her spare attempt on lane number 5. Elijah up for his first ball on lane number 10. Nice spare from Jaylyn, picking up the 310. And a strike from Elijah. And Ashton picks up his spare on lane number 7. Spencer up on lane number 5. Michael up on lane number 8. And James up on lane number 10. That's a strike for James and a strike for Michael. And the 10-pin will not go down for Spencer. Spencer's spare attempt. Picks that up. Abby got 7 on her first ball. Looks like the 1-3-9 left. Jacob up on lane number 8. Leaves the 3-6-10. Abby spare attempt down on lane number 3. She gets 2. Elijah up for the boys on lane number 9. And another strike for Elijah. Jacob, spare attempt. And he gets 2. Heather up on lane number 3. And that looks like a strike for her. James leaves the 610 on lane number 9. Ashton up on lane number 8. A little bit heavy, leaves the 310 split. Carly up now on lane number 3 for the girls. And she gets a strike. James, spare attempt, lane number 9. Picks that up. Ashton, spare attempt on the split here. Nicely done. Abby on lane number 4, and she gets the strike. Michael up now on lane number 7. That looks good for a strike. Heather coming up on lane number 4. And it's a little bit heavy, gets some help. That could have been a 4, 6, 7, 10 split, but now she just has to deal with a 4, 7. Jalen up now on lane number 6. Looks good for a strike. Michael on lane number 7. And that's a strike. Elijah's up now on lane number 10. Spencer up on lane number 6. Heather picks up her spare down on lane number 4. Spencer with a strike on lane number 6. And Elijah with a strike on lane number 10. Michael up. This must be the 10th frame. And another strike for Michael. That's 3 strikes in a row in the 10th frame for him. And he'll finish with a 216. Carly gets 9, leaving the 4-pin. James gets unlucky, leaving a 4, 6, 7, 10 split. Preston is in. And he gets the strike. Carly picks up her spare. Preston in, replacing Jacob. Jalen can't convert her spare down on lane number 5. She gets 1 out of the 3. Preston getting 9, leaving the 7-pin. Spencer now up on lane number 5. Abby got 7 on her first ball down on lane 3. Looks like the 1, 3, 6. Spencer with a strike. Abby with the spare. Preston, spare attempt. Nicely done. Picks up the 7-pin. And Jacob and Preston combined for looks like a 167. Spencer with another strike in the 10th. That's 2 in a row for her. Well, 2 in the 10th, 3 in a row. Jalen had finished with a, looks like a 205. Heather up down on lane number 3. Gets the strike. Ashton picks up his spare. Lane number 7. He'll get one more ball. Spencer with 3 strikes in the 10th to finish with a 193. Elijah got 9 on his first attempt. And Ashton will finish with a 232. Elijah picks up his spare. Abby had finished with a 158, it looks like. Heather finishes with 3 strikes in the 10th for a 194. That brings up Carly down on lane number 3. James up on lane number 9. Carly with a strike. James leaves the 10 pin. Elijah finishes with a 197. Carly getting 9, leaving the 10 pin. James picks up the 10 pin. He'll get one more ball. And Carly loses that one just a bit to the right. And she will finish with a 183. James gets 8 on his final ball and finishes with a 185. All right, just to recap the scores here, we've got Abby Detmer with a 158, Carly Hohenbrink 183, Heather McMahon 194, Jalen Ruppel 205, and Spencer Schweiger with a 193 for a total of 933. Springfield had games of 139, 185 for Jada Cunningham, 113, 190 for a total of 626. On the boys' side, we've got Michael Gallagher with a 216. Jacob and Preston combined for a 167. Ashton with a 232. Elijah with a 197. And James with a 185. Springfield has games of 245, 217, 169, 203, and the last number is just about to finish. gets 8 on his final ball for a 154. All right, Jalen started out the second game with a strike. Now we've got Spencer on lane number 5. And she gets 9, leaving the 9 pin. We've got Ella Fox over on lane number 3. And Ella starts out with a strike. That'll bring up Carly on lane number 3. Spencer misses her spare attempt outside. Carly a little bit heavy, gets lucky, leaving just the 610. Got Michael Gallagher up on lane number 7. And he gets the strike. Carly, spare attempt underway. Down on lane number 3, she picks that up. Elijah coming up on lane number 9. Jacob up on lane number 7. And there's a strike for Jacob. And we get 9. Looks like can't tell if that's the 3 or the 6 pin for Elijah. That looks like a 3 pin. Abby up on lane number 4. And she gets a strike. That's 2 strikes in a row for her. Ashton leaves the 3-6-10 on lane number 7. Elijah up with a spare attempt. Picks that up. Ella up now for the girls on lane number 4. And a strike for Ella. Preston's up, down on lane number 9. Ashton picked up his spare, and that's a strike for Preston. Jalen with a strike on lane number 6. Carly gets 9, leaves the 4 pin standing. Spencer up now on lane number 6 for the girls. Nice looking strike from Spencer. Michael Gallagher coming up on lane number 8. Late attempt on lane number 4, picks that up. Michael, first ball underway. Nice ball for a strike for Michael. Abby with another strike. That's 3 in a row for her. Jacob up next on lane number 8. And another strike for Jacob. That's 2 in a row for him. 2 in a row for Michael. Ella up for the girls on lane number 3. Another strike for Ella. 3 in a row for her. Ashton coming up now for the boys. We've got Carly coming up for the girls on lane 3. Ashton on lane number 8. Jalen up on lane number 6. Carly with 7. Ashton with 7, and Jalen with a strike. Both Carly and Ashton both look like they left the, what is that? Maybe the 2-4-8? Spencer up, lane number 5. Carly, spare attempt. She picks hers up. Spencer with a strike. Ashton, his spare attempt, and he picks his up. Very nicely done. Abby up now on lane number 4. A little bit heavy. She ends up leaving the 7-10 split. Michael, lane number 7. And a strike for him. That's 3 in a row for him. Elijah, spare attempt coming. Lane number 10, he had 2 pins. He got 1. Looked like he had left the 2-8. He ended up getting the 8. Jacob up now on lane number 7. And another strike for Jacob. That's 3 in a row for him. Preston up now on lane number 10. And he gets, looks like 5. Ella up on lane number 4. Ashton up on lane number 7. Ella a little bit light, leaves the 1-2. Ashton with a strike. Preston, spare ball underway. And he picks that up. Nicely done, Preston. Not an easy spare, and he made it look easy. Ella picks up her spare. Elijah now on lane number 9. And Elijah with a strike. Spencer up on lane number 6. That's a strike for her. Michael Gallagher coming up on lane number 8. Nice ball right in the pocket for a strike. Carly up now on lane number 4. Carly with a strike. Nicely done. Abby now on lane number 3. And that's another strike for Abby. Preston down on lane 9, leaves the 5-pin standing. Jacob, lane number 8. Oh, can't get the little help to knock the 10-pin over. Gets 9, leaves the 10-pin. Ella coming up now on lane number 3. And leaves the 10-pin, gets 9. Preston, spare attempt underway. Picks that one up. Jacob, 10-pin spare. Got it. Springfield with a nice strike on lane number 4 for the girls. 10-pin spare now for Ella. And she misses that one just inside. Ashton up. Ends up floating that one a little too far to the right. Jalen up now on lane number 5. That's a strike for Jalen. Carly up now on lane number 3. And that's a strike for her. Spencer up lane number 5. And that's a strike. Ashton on lane number 8, leaving the 6-10. Abby getting 9, leaving the 4-pin on lane 4. Michael up now on lane number 7. Another nice ball for a strike. Abby up, lane number 4. Spare attempt, got it. Nudges it over, but got it. Jacob with a strike on lane number 7. We've got Jalen coming up on lane number 6. That one hits a little heavy, right on the nose, leaving the 4-6. Ella up now on lane number 4. Ashton up on lane number 7. Ella's a little light, leaves the 1-2-4-10. Ashton leaving the 2-8. Jalen, the 4-6 split. Good attempt. Picks up 1, but really good try. All right, Elijah down on lane 10. Ella spare attempt coming on lane 4. She gets 3 out of the 4. Ashton gets his spare. And that's a strike for Elijah down on lane 10. Spencer with a strike now on lane number 6. Carly coming up on lane number 4. Preston coming up down on lane number 10, I believe. Preston leaving the 10-pin. Carly with a strike. That's 3 in a row for her. Abby now on lane number 3. And she leaves the 7-pin. Michael with 9 on lane number 8, leaving the 7-pin. Preston spare attempt on lane 10. Abby on lane 3. Preston misses his to the outside. Abby picks up hers. Michael picks up his down on lane number 8. Now we've got Elijah for the boys on lane number 9. He gets 7. Ella up on lane number 3. That one crosses over for a Brooklyn, but it's a strike. Jacob gets 9, leaves the 6-pin. Jalen up on lane number 5 now. And that's a strike for her. And a strike for Carly down on lane 3. Elijah picks up his spare on lane 9, and Jacob right next door with a spare attempt picks his up as well. Spencer now, lane number 5. And she picks that up with a strike. Preston with a strike down on lane 9. Abby with a strike on lane 4. And Ashton with a strike on lane number 8. All right, right, we've got Ella now up on lane number 4. Michael coming up on lane number 7. Ella leaving a 7-pin. Michael leaving a 6-pin. Jalen on lane number 6. Jalen with a strike. Spencer coming up on lane 6. Alice, spare attempt coming. Ella's got the spare. Spencer's got 9, leaving a 10-pin. Preston up, down on lane 10. Michael picks up his spare on lane 7. Preston comes in a little light, leaves the 2-8. Carly up on lane number 4. Looks good for a strike. Spencer picks up her spare. Jacob up on lane number 7. Nice ball, Jacob, for a strike. Abby comes in a little light, leaves the 1-2-4-10 down on lane number 3. Elijah up on lane number, what's that? Lane number 9. And he gets a strike. Ashton with a strike down on lane number 7. Abby, spare attempt, picks up 3. We've got Michael Gallagher now up on lane number 8. That's a strike for him. Ella coming up on lane number 3. Preston coming up on lane number 9. Ella's ball is away. And she leaves the 8-10 split. And Preston leaving the 6-7-10 split, it looks like. Jacob with a strike on lane number 8. Jalen up on lane number 5. A little bit light. She gets, looks like 9. Ella, spare attempt. Try to get at least 1 here. That's what she does. Ashton with a strike down on lane number 8. Preston gets 2 on lane number 9. Carly on lane number 3. She's got a strike. Abby up on lane number 4. Then we got Spencer on lane number 5. Abby leaves the 10-pin. Gets 9. Spencer with a strike on lane number 5. Abby, spare ball coming. Hold on, and it does for a spare. Strike from Springfield boys on lane number 7. Abby up now on lane 4. Michael up on lane 7. Abby leaves another 10-pin. And Michael leaves a 10-pin as well. Ella up now on lane 4. Jalen up on lane 6. Jalen with a strike. Ella gets 8, leaving the 6-10. This must be the 10th frame. Elijah up for the boys, down on lane number 10. Jacob up on lane number 7. Jacob with a strike. And Elijah with a strike. Ella can't hang on. So Abby finished with a, looks like a 190. Ella finished with a 170. Jalen's got 2 strikes to start the 10th frame. Carly up on lane number 4. Preston with a strike. Carly with a strike. Jalen with a 3rd strike to finish out the game. She finished with a 244. Ashton picks up his spare. They're in the 9th frame. Carly down on lane 4. Looks like 8. Spencer leaving the 7-pin. Elijah up on lane 9. And he'll leave the 9-pin, gets 9. Michael up on lane number 8. Carly picks up 1 out of 2. Michael gets 9, leaving the 4-pin standing. Spencer finishes with a 226. Carly finishes with what looks like a 253. Very good games. Michael picks up his spare on lane number 8. Preston gets 7, leaving the 2-8-10. That's in the 9th frame for him. And he gets 9. And finishes with a, I think it's a 235. Yeah, 235. Jacob with 3 strikes coming into the 10th frame. Leaving the 10-pin. All right, recapping the girls. We had Abby Detmer, 190. Ella Fox, 170. Carly Hohenbrink, 253. Jalen Ruppel, 244. And Spencer Schweiger, 226 for a 1083 total. Add that to the 933 from the first game, and that's 2016. Springfield girls had games of 172, 169, 106, 88, and 116 for a total of 651. Add that to the 627 in the first game, and that gives them a 1278. right, Jacob picked up his spare in the second frame of the 10th. Final ball for him. And he gets the strike. And that should finish him with a 238. Elijah with a... He'll get one more. Ashton coming up to start his 10th frame. Ashton on lane 8. Starts with 9, leaves a 10 pin. And Elijah finishes with 9, leaving a 7 pin. And that gives him a score of, I believe it's 210. Ashton picks up the spare. He'll get one more. Preston starting his 10th frame. And he'll get 9, leaving the 6 pin. And Ashton with a strike to finish up the 10th. Gives him a 201. Preston picks up his spare. Springfield just misses their 10 pin. Pulled up at the last second. Preston, final ball. And he'll finish with 9. And that'll give him a game of 160. And the final Springfield bowler will finish with a game of 200. We'll get a quick recap of the boys' scores here in just a moment. All right, so in the second game, we had Michael Gallagher with a 235, Jacob with a 238, Ashton with a 201, Preston with a 160, and Elijah with a 210 for a total of 1044. Add that to the total that they had in the first game of 997. Should give them a 2,041 pins, if I'm doing the math correctly. Then we have Springfield with scores of 197, 181, 174, 200, and 224 for a total of 976. And I'll have that total for you in just a second. 988 and 976. A total of 1964. All right, the girls have started their first Baker game. Napoleon has started out with strike, strike. Ella's the third bowler. She got 7 on her first ball, leaving the 3-6-10. And it comes up just a little short, gets 2. Springfield girls can't convert their spare over on lane. Waiting for the boys to start. We've got Spencer up next for the girls, and that's a strike for her. Springfield girls, their fourth frame, gets 6, leaving the 1, 2, 4, and I think that's the 9 tucked back in there. Jalen up, and she gets a strike for the 5th frame for Napoleon. Springfield spare attempt, looks good, got it, nicely done. Carly up at the top of the order for Napoleon girls, and she continues with another strike. Springfield just a little light, gets 9. Heather up now, number 2 spot for Napoleon. And she hits dead center, leaving the 4-7-10 split. Elijah's up first for the boys, gets 9, leaving the 10 pin. Heather looking to get at least 2 here. Should be aiming for the 4-7. And she gets the 7, gets 1. Springfield picks up their spare for the girls. Elijah picks up his spare for the boys. Ella up. Lane number 6 for the girls. That one's a little heavy. Ends up leaving the 4-7. Springfield girls get 9, leaving the 10 pin. Springfield boys, lane 9. They get a strike. Ella picks up her spare on lane number 6. Springfield girls spare attempt, loses it just to the right. Spencer up next for the girls. Michael Gallagher didn't like the looks of that rack, had a quick re-rack. That's a strike for Spencer. Michael down on lane number 10. Comes in a little bit low, gets 8. Looks like the 1-2 standing. Or maybe that's the 4-5, or the 2-5. Yeah, that's the 2-5. Jalen with a strike for the girls. And Michael picks up his spare down lane number 10. Springfield boys up on lane number 9. That's a strike for them. And another strike for Jalen in the 10th. Springfield with 8, leaving the 4-7. Final ball, first Baker game for the Napoleon girls. Springfield boys, light, get 5. And Jalen gets 7, leaving the 4-7-10. That is an excellent place to leave it at the end of the game. And the girls finish the first Baker game with a total of 214. Springfield picks up their spare on the girls' side. Ashton up now for the boys on the Napoleon side. And he gets 7. And that's the 4-7-10 split. Springfield picks up 3 of the 5 on lane 9. Ashton gets all but 1. And a strike for the Springfield boys down on lane 9. Springfield girls get 9, leaving a 4-pin. Looks like Jacob gets 9, leaving the 10-pin for the 5th frame in the first Baker game for the boys. Springfield leaves the 4-pin on lane 9. Nice spare conversion by Springfield for the girls down on lane 5. Jacob with the spare on lane number 10. That'll bring us back to the top of the order for the boys. Elijah. And a nice strike from the Springfield girls down on lane number 4. Elijah with 7, leaving the 7-pin. Spare attempt on lane 9, picks that up. Springfield a little light on their next ball for the girls on lane 5. Looks like they get 6, leaving the 1, 2, 4, and I believe the 5 is tucked in there. Elijah picks up his spare. They'll bring up Michael Gallagher. And Springfield with a nice spare. And they'll complete the first Baker game. With a score of 124. James leaves the 7-pin. Michael with a strike the frame before. Abby Detmer with a strike to start things out. James, spare attempt underway. Picks that up. That'll bring up Ashton now for the boys and Heather McMahon for the girls. Heather hits a little bit heavy, leaves the 3-6-10. Springfield on lane 9 for the boys with a strike. Springfield girls attempt. Gets 8, leaving the 2-10. And a strike on lane number 10. Heather, spare attempt. Picks that one up. Difficult spare attempt here. Jacob up next for the boys of Napoleon. Gets 8, leaving the 6-10. Ella up next for Napoleon girls, lane number 5. That one looks good for a strike. Strike for the Springfield boys. Springfield getting 9, leaving just the 10 pin. Spencer up now, lane number 5. And that's a strike for her. Napoleon is finished with a score of 161. And that's 3 strikes in the 10th for Springfield. And they finish with a 207. Jaylin with a strike on 5th frame for the Napoleon. That'll bring back Abby Detmer. 6th frame. Oh, broke just a little too hard at the end. Ends up getting 5. Leaving the 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. Not an easy spare. And Abby picks up 3. Springfield, nice ball, gets 9 for the girls. Heather up for the boys, Elijah up for the boys. And Elijah will start the boys' second Baker game off with a strike. Heather with a 7-10 split. And their spare for the girls. Springfield got 8 for the boys, leaving a 6-10. Michael comes in a little light, gets 5. 4, 8, and 10 maybe. Springfield girls with a nice ball for a strike on lane number 6. Ella up now for Napoleon. Another nice ball for a strike. Michael picks up 3. Springfield gets 8, leaving the 1-3 for the girls. Springfield boys leaving the 10-pin. James up now for the boys. Nice ball for a strike for the boys. Get things back on track. Spencer through the center, leaving 4-6-7. Springfield picks up their spare for the girls. Ashton with a strike for the Napoleon boys. Springfield can't convert their spare on the boys' side. Nice strike from Springfield on the girls on lane 6. Jacob with some late pin action gets the strike on lane number 9. Spencer picks up 1 on lane number 5, trying to slide the 4 over to the other side. Got it just a bit too thin. Springfield girls with 9 leaving the 10-pin. That brings up Elijah again for the boys, top of the order. And a strike for Elijah. And Jaylin leaves the 10-pin. Springfield looks like they've got 8. I think they left a 2-8. Preston up now. Or no, I'm sorry, that's Michael. Michael gets a late pinfall. Ends up leaving the 3-6, gets 8. Jay can't convert her 10-pin. And a strike for Springfield for the girls' side. Michael gets 1 of the 2. So the Napoleon girls will finish with a total of 164 for the second Baker game. James with a split, the 4-6-7. Springfield girls finish with a total of 144. James picks up 2. Ashton with a strike now. Springfield picks up their spare on lane number 10. And Jacob with a strike to start the 10th frame. Starting the third Baker game. That with a strike. Springfield girls get 8, leaving the 5-9. Springfield leaves the boys' side. On the 10th. And he leaves the 3-6-10. Springfield can't convert their spare from the girls' side, lane 6. That brings up Heather. Heather's ball on its way. And pin. Jacob picks up his spare, and the boys will finish with a total of, I believe it should be 198. Yep, 198. Heather picks up her spare. Next up for the girls, we've got Ella Fox. And Ella gets the late pinfall, gets the 7-pin to go down late. That's a strike for her. Springfield getting ready to finish up the 8th frame here for the boys. Got a 10-pin left standing. And I'll pick that up for the spare. Carly up next for Napoleon. And she gets a strike. Springfield boys, 9th frame. That's a strike for them. We've got Jalen up now. And there's a strike for Jalen. That'll bring us back to Abby. Springfield girls with 9, leaving a 10-pin. Springfield boys start the 10th frame with a strike. There's another strike for Abby. Springfield girls take aim at their spare. Nicely done. Second ball, 10th frame for Springfield boys. It's a little bit heavy. Ends up leaving what looks like the 4-9. Heather up for the girls. Gets the strike. Springfield girls with a nice ball for a strike. Ella coming up next for the Napoleon girls. On its way. And another strike for Ella. And Springfield gets 1 for the boys. And they'll finish with a 170. Carly with a strike now for the girls. Springfield girls are up. It's a little heavy, leaves a 6-10. Jalen up. And there's a strike for Jalen to start the 10th frame. Elijah gets a strike to start the boys up for the third Baker game. And a nice spare from Springfield. That's their 7th frame. Preston up for the boys. And he gets 8, leaving, can't tell if that's a 6-10 or the 3-6. I think it's the 3-6. Jalen leaves a 10 pin. Springfield misses their spare on lane number 10. Preston gets 1. Jalen picked up her spare, and the girls will finish their third Baker game with a 269. James gets 9, leaving the 10 pin. Springfield boys getting 6. Looks like the 2, 4, 5, 8 left. James can't convert. Springfield girls pick up 2. Springfield girls coming up on their 10th frame. And a nice spare conversion for the Springfield boys on lane 10. Ashton up now on lane number 9. And the Springfield girls leave what looked to be the 5-7. Ashton a little bit light. Ends up getting 5, leaving the 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. Springfield with a strike in the 4th frame. Springfield girls pick up 1. And game with a total of 133. And another strike from Springfield in the 5th frame. Jacob gets 9. Looks like he leaves a 2 pin. Springfield with 3 strikes in a row. Jacob picks up the spare. Springfield in the 7th frame now. Last Baker game. All right, for the girls, the recap. We have Baker games of 214, 164, and 269 for a total of 647. Add that to the individual matches of 2016, and they end up with a total of 2,663 pins. Springfield had Baker games of girls had Baker games of 124, 144, and 133 for a total of 401. Add that to the individual match at play of 1278, and that gives them a total of 1679. Springfield with another strike in the 7th. Elijah got a strike for the Napoleon boys. Preston leaving just the 10 pin. Springfield had split in the 8th frame, getting 7, leaving the 6, 7, 10. They pick up 2. Preston looking to convert here. And loses it to the outside. That'll bring up James in frame number 8. Springfield is on frame number 9. And they get 9, leaving the 7 pin. James with a nice looking ball for a strike. That'll bring up Ashton now. 9th frame. Looked a little bit light. It's 7, leaving the 1-2-8. Springfield, spare attempt. Picks up their 7 pin. And a spare for Ashton in the 9th frame. And Springfield with a strike to start the 10th frame. Jacob with a strike to start the 10th frame. And another strike for Springfield. That's 2 in a row in the 10th frame. Jacob now, second ball, 10th frame. And he gets 9, leaving the 5 pin standing. So the best Napoleon can do in the 3rd Baker game is 152 or 153 if he picks this up, 152 if he doesn't. Springfield gets 8 on their final ball. And they'll finish with a 211 in their 3rd Baker game. Jacob does pick up his final pin, and Napoleon will finish with a 153. We're going to get the official scores here in just a moment, but I believe it's really, really close on the boys' side. I'm hearing whispers that we won by 1 pin. So we had Baker games of 161, 198, and 153 for the Napoleon boys. On the Springfield side, we had 207, 170, and 211. Can you add up everything? Yeah. All right. So like I said, we have totals at Baker games of 161, 198, and 153 for a total of 512. Match play total of 2041 for a total of 2553. Springfield with Baker games 207, 170, and 211 for a Baker total of 588. They had 1964 in match play and came up with a team total of 2552. Napoleon boys defeat Springfield by 1 pin. Okay, and we'll leave it on that note. We have the NLL tournament will be on Thursday here at Southwyck. I believe we're starting about 10 a.m. We're going to try and have separate live streams for both the boys match and the girls match. So check the YouTube for which channel you want to tune into. As always, we appreciate you guys joining us today. That concludes our broadcast for today. Go Wildcats!